Imagine stepping into your brand new home, only to find someone else's bike in your garage, and later realize your neighbor has secretly been siphoning your water for years. What would you do? Call the cops? Scream? Not me. I shut off the supply, burned out his pump, wrecked his wiring, and let karma finish the job. If you've ever dealt with sneaky neighbors, entitled elders, or freeloaders who think your stuff is theirs to use, then hit that like button, subscribe, and get ready for a story where sweet, cold revenge doesn't cost a dime, but it'll cost someone everything. I live in a capital city, somewhere in Asia, and not long ago, I scored a serious deal. A fixer-upper house in the heart of the city, bought from old family friends who hadn't lived here in years and needed quick cash. The place wasn't exactly move-in ready. Unfinished renovations, a padlock instead of a real door lock, and no gate at all. On my first day, I rolled up to find someone's motorcycle already parked in my garage. That was strike one. I calmly moved it out to the street, then got a proper gate installed the same day. Later, a random man showed up banging on the gate, furious. I watched him through the window as he gave up and took the bike. Never even opened the door. Not a great intro to the neighborhood. But things quieted down, sort of. People kept blocking my gate, thinking the place was still abandoned, so I slapped a bold "no parking" sign on it. That helped. Then came the weird part. One day while showering, I noticed something strange. The water pressure dropped significantly. At the same time, I could hear my next-door neighbor's water pump running. Now, this neighbor? An old grump with a massive 3-story house. He lived on the ground floor and rented out the upper 2 levels. My friends, the previous owners, warned me about him. He hated that the house got sold. Thought it should have stayed empty, or worse, under his influence. But I'm not easily rattled. I'm a 6-foot guy with 3 dogs and a strong dislike for freeloaders. Still, the coincidence bugged me. So I tested a theory. I waited for his water pump to turn off, then opened my taps again. Boom, pressure back to normal. Once is chance. Twice is suspicious. 3 times, that's a pattern. It clicked. During the 3 years this house sat empty, this guy must have helped himself to the water. My rising water bills were blamed on leaks, but now it made sense. He wasn't just a grumpy old man. He was a thief. The worst part? Water here is cheap. My monthly bill, including car washes, 3 dogs, garden watering, about $5. It wasn't about money. It was the audacity. He broke onto the property, tapped into my line, and got away with it. And I was done playing nice. So I devised a simple, clean revenge plan. No confrontation, no legal drama, just a valve twist. On Monday, I waited. I listened for his pump to kick on. The moment it did, I turned off the main water supply to my house. See, the way water tanks work here is simple. A ball valve in the rooftop tank monitors the water level. When it's low, it signals the pump to run until the tank is full. But with no water being supplied, his pump just kept running all night long. That was the plan. I knew running a dry pump is bad news, but I underestimated just how bad. Turns out, his house still had old-school 90s electrical wiring. His pump kept drawing power all night trying to fill a tank that wasn't his, which eventually fried the wiring. At 3 a.m., I heard voices. The tenants were awake, confused and angry. No power, no water. The shouting began. And here's the kicker. Tenant protection laws here are strict. Power and water are essential services. If a landlord fails to maintain them, even without a court order, the police can fine him immediately. And that's exactly what happened. 2 tenants filed complaints. he was fined $500, a huge amount here. Worse, both tenants moved out, demanding their security deposits back. With no rental income and a wrecked pump and house wiring, the guy had no choice. He packed his bags. He's moving in with his daughter. His only source of income gone. His pride obliterated. A few days later, he came to my gate. "Did you turn off your water?" he asked. I smiled. "Oh yeah, had a pipe leak. Plumber came the next day." He paused, stiff face, holding back. You could feel the rage he was swallowing, but he said nothing, just turned and walked away. He knew, and I knew he knew. Didn't matter, because now I'm getting my plumbing corrected and sealing off any pipe that leaves my property. No more leaks, no more theft, no more freeloaders. Sometimes, revenge doesn't require screaming or fighting, just quiet, clever actions. All I did was turn a tap. Karma did the rest. You steal water, you lose everything. If this story gave you chills, smash that like button and tell us in the comments, what's the most satisfying revenge you've ever witnessed?